Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, brand new reveals for Alliance Insight. We get two new Argostar cards. It's a brand new archetype from the set prior, Supreme Darkness. Hoping that this is good stuff. This is definitely an archetype that felt really underwhelming after the first wave. It just, in almost every category, it felt like consistency wasn't all the way there. It felt like just overall interruption wasn't there. The deck didn't really feel like it was doing a ton of just even if you go first uninterrupted, it didn't feel like you were actually doing a ton to scare the opponent, and just overall interruption. But the deck could have some bonus points to it. Eldritch just got support. That's a trap monster archetype that does not take your normal summon, so this archetype could walk in on and encroach on that, as well as Odeon's archetype is going to get revealed in like 2 or 3 months here, and we know his archetype is going to be trap monster based. And then on top of that, stuff like Silhouette Rabbit exists in the game. So there's some reason for optimism, and hopefully these two cards are nice. Prior to this, they only had one main deck monster, and I think just the only spell they had was a field spell that provided some nice bonus effects. But we'll see how these cards go. So trap monster archetype with no new trap monsters here, so let's see how they go. The first one here is Argostar Fierce Parthe. This is the first girl here on the left, redhead. Level 4 Earth Warrior. She's a warrior, so Rhoda probably comes into play here. 1400 attack, 1400 defense. You can only use it the first and third effect of this card once per turn. The first effect reads, Quick Effect. You can reveal this card in your hand as cost. Return one face-up Argostar continuous trap you control to the hand, and if you do, special summon this card. Okay, so it just quick effect jumps on the field. Gotcha. Okay, and I guess bouncing your Argostar cards isn't the worst thing. It helps you dodge some things. I guess you don't lose any advantage out of this. You're just kind of swapping. Okay, it's almost like a Trickstar Lycoris-like effect, actually. Second effect, gain 700 attack and defense for every other Argostar monster you control with different names. That's pretty nice. I mean, for a main deck level 4 monster that even extends itself on the field, it can get pretty beefy pretty quick, it seems. And third effect, you can banish this card to set one continuous trap from your hand. It can be activated this turn. That's interesting. So, that's interesting. So it's a little bit of a speed card, basically, is kind of what I'm getting out of this. Right, jumps on the field, and then allows you to set and activate a continuous trap turn 1. Doesn't feel like it's overall that impactful of a card, though. I get it, speed is an issue for just trap-based decks in general. I'm just not sure this is totally fixing a ton of stuff. It doesn't plus you at all. It'd be different if it was you can banish this card to set a continuous trap from deck, and it can be activated that turn. So at least even though you're losing this body on the field, you are replacing it advantage-wise. That is just a straight-up neg-1 effect, right? You're losing a body on field to set a trap that you already have as a resource in hand. You're just making it a little bit faster. So interesting there. I don't know. This is a weird archetype, so maybe it just has more utility contextually than I'm giving it credit for, but this one's not really wowing me that much, but I don't know. Alright, next card we have Giant Killing, Argostars Giant Hunting is what we're calling it. So it's our continuous card here. Very cool. This has the 3 trap monsters fighting something, whatever that guy is. Quick play spell. You can only use one of its 2 effects per turn and only once per turn, so you can't do both in the same turn, but I'm assuming that means there's a pretty decent follow-up effect on it. This card reads, add one Argostars monster from your deck to your hand, then if you control a continuous trap in the monster zone and or a continuous trap with an effect that special summons itself as a monster in the spell and trap zone, immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon one warrior monster. Okay. Cool. So we've kind of seen this kind of like popping up more and more as Yu-Gi-Oh progresses. There's a little bit of the power creep, where this is basically a strata or a rota card, right? It searches you for your in archetype monsters. Now it is important. This only searches Argostar monsters, so it's only searching at this point Fierce Parthe or the other main normal summon that was in the first wave. That being said, though, Konami's power creep has one been making more rota cards that are quick play spells, which makes it nicer to draw. It just makes it nicer to draw two. You can use one on your turn one to get your play started, and then the other one can actually be doing something on the opponent's turn as well. And then it also has the bonus where it can basically just be an E-Tele instead of just a Rota if you are activating it, like I said, on the opponent's turn, where you can just, you know what I mean, add it if you assuming you have already summoned one of your Argostar cards or just have a continuous trap. Just go ahead and just basically summon it out of the deck, which is pretty cool. I don't remember what the first girl does, so I think if I remember correctly, she was like the only actual like solid starter in the deck. So this is nice. One of my gripes about the deck was consistency. Is if you are going to be low ceiling, low power, you do need to be able to do what you do very consistently. So this card helps with that a good bit, as well as Rota, right? So you have a handful more starters than you did before. So that's cool. I mean, that's just a good effect. That's just a really good card in a vacuum. Second effect, during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target two cards on the field, excuse me, including an Argostar continuous trap you control, return them to the hand. That's pretty cool. If I remember correctly, the continuous traps, may be like, I think when you activate them, they do something, like on summon, like as they're summoning themselves, and then on field, they're not doing as much, not offering as much value. So being able to, one, reset them and just like reset that timer on more value from them is nice, but also just the bonus utility of just, this bounces any other card too. That means you can bounce an additional continuous trap you control just to get double advantage reset, or, even an annoying opponent's monster that you want to get rid of. So that's cool. That's a nice little bonus effect to help like reset your advantage and keep turning things over. Listen, like I said, this could still be like an interesting engine. Like I mentioned, Eldritch just got support. They are based in trap monsters. They do not take your normal summon, so this archetype may have like room to wiggle in and be a piece of that pie. As well as Odeon's deck that's going to get revealed in March. So, that's another one where that we know that's going to be a trap monster based archetype. It's possible that comes through. And within the last calendar year, we've gotten a card like Siddle Hat Rabbit, which means even if you don't open this spell card, you don't open the main starter girl, you don't open Rhoda, if you have a side engine that just puts two bodies on the field, Siddle Hat Rabbit can just get any of the trap monsters. So you know what I mean? There is still some room for optimism here. I don't feel like these cards really help like your end board. That was one of the things I talked about. Like the deck got more consistent with this support and like utility with the new girl and the ability to grind a little bit better. But it didn't get anything that really boosted like its end board. Like it's not ending on a significantly better scary board than it did before. So for me, I'm still sitting back and I'm saying, okay, this helps, but I need to see more. Hopefully there's more in the next set. I like the idea of this archetype. I just love the idea of trap monster archetypes in general, especially if they're decent, because they're just in general more designed around being grindy and like having an actual back and forth Yu-Gi-Oh game. So I like that. I'm just not feeling it from these cards yet. I don't feel the power yet from them. So we'll have to see. Feel free to debate me down below. I've not actually done much testing. I'm just going off of what I've read so far from the archetypes. So if you feel differently, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to be, proven wrong. because I like the idea of the archetype. But we'll just have to wait and see what time gives us here on Argostars. But I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching, as always, guys. I want to know your thoughts down below, so throw them down there, and I'll be keeping you up to date on all things Yu-Gi-Oh! News going forward. Merry Christmas if you celebrate it. If not, just, have a good day. And, yeah, you guys will see me real soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.